Hi, I'm Scott Engel, Managing Director of RotoExperts.com. I am the king. I am fantasy, here with my latest Fantasy 5. One that might startle a lot of people and other fantasy experts, but, this is the way I look at it. Here is 5 reasons why you should draft Robinson Cano, #1 overall this year in 2013, or spend the most money on him in an auction draft. I'm not spending a top pick on Mike Trout or Ryan Braun. Look, these guys are still top 5 easily, maybe top 4. I couldn't blame you with going for Miguel Cabrera, but Mike Trout, after that sort of year, everybody I talk to around baseball, not just fantasy baseball, inside the major leagues, says there's a regression coming. Mike Trout's still going to be very good, but he's not a #1 overall pick. Ryan Braun, other people I talk to in the majors say there's legitimate concern he could be suspended for the PD allegations this year. This is not something you want to deal with a #1 overall pick. I don't need 50 missed games for my #1 overall pick or the guy that I spent the most money on in my auction. You will be prepared. And this is not much of a reason as it is an edict from the king. This is a royal edict. You have to be prepared for your fantasy baseball draft. If you're prepared, you can veer in a direction that nobody else does, and you can make this type of pick and Robinson Cano #1 overall because you know how to fill in steals later on, which is the only category that he won't give you. You can get steals on the cheap later in your draft. You can get a potential 5-category player maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round if you're prepared. Nobody can tell you that you can't win this way. There are different ways to win in fantasy baseball, and if you come ready and you've done your homework, you can make this bold move in your draft. The next reason, the Yankees must lean on Robinson Cano this year. They already have Granderson and Teixeira injured, and even when those guys return, still no A-Rod. This is not the power-hitting lineup of the past. Robinson Cano, when you talk to him, this is a very level-headed guy, and there's going to be a burden and there's going to be pressure on him this year to produce. Seeing Cano's mentality, knowing how he deals with New York, how he handles it, how he's a cool customer. We've seen him play on big stages already. I think he can handle it. I think he will respond. I think he will give you very good numbers because he knows that his team is going to be leaning very, very heavily on him in 2013. Another big reason why Cano makes a lot of sense very high in your draft. He plays in the new Yankee Stadium. It's a bandbox. I could hit a home run out there. Well, maybe not in batting practice, but maybe on a video game. But still, the fact remains that most of his home runs last year, most came at Yankee Stadium. Robinson Cano hit 22 home runs at Yankee Stadium last year, and that ballpark is made for a hitter like him. He'll continue to drive even line drives out of the ballpark. You're going to see Robinson Cano continue to take advantage of a very favorable home field in 2013. And the primary reason why you must take Robinson Cano #1 overall, and other experts may not agree with me, position scarcity. Second base is by far the thinnest position in fantasy baseball. It reminds me of the 1990s when I would take Mike Piazza #1 overall because catcher was so desperately thin. I don't want to end up with Daniel Murphy at second base. I don't want to end up with Jeff Keppinger at second base. I need to fill second base right away with a guy who puts up tremendous numbers, and that's Robinson Cano. Don't forget to listen to the Roto Experts in the morning on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, Sirius 210 XM87. We are on from 6 to 11 every morning on weekdays, and now 10 to 1 on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. During the week, you can hear me argue with everybody about why I'm sticking to my guns and Robinson Cano #1 overall.